Bitcoin is right now going higher and higher, but I see right now already the first warning signs that we need to pay attention to so that you will not get wrecked. And I will show you exactly what I found. We will go through multiple charts and also talk about potential new targets, because even though I see warning signs, Bitcoin might be still go a little bit higher, and I'm going to show you exactly to what levels. If you think that is interesting and want to make some money here, then definitely stick around. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, you like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these important updates. And now let me show you what I found. So first of all, I want to start with the funding rates. So in here, funding rates across the board, it does not matter for which coin you're looking, almost on every single exchange, funding rates right now here favoring already shorts because we are going up. So it's always the opposite. They're favoring shorts. And because we are across the board here favoring shorts, it could mean that at some point we will get a massive liquidation for most of all longs out there to the downside. So, and especially when a lot of people are euphoric, as everyone is right now, yay, we're at 40,000. Yes, it's nice that we are above 40,000, but it also comes with the risk that we see a massive candle to the downside. And I believe that could happen over the next 24, 72 hours, that we could see a massive candle to the downside. Don't nail me on it, but I just have a feeling that this could actually happen. Just with everything what I see, what's happening on Twitter, what I see when I speak to friends, all of this combined gives me the sentiment that yeah, the market could surprise us here with a small shakeout to the downside. When we're looking then here at the Bitcoin price, first of all, I want to congratulate everybody that took the trade that I gave yesterday here on the 15 minutes chart. So it has actually played out. I did not take it because I was a little bit not convinced when I saw here this price action. So when we basically here wobbled out of it, here this price action led me to think it might be not a good moment to get into it. And I wanted to let it a little bit more develop, but then I went to the party that I mentioned. You can see on my Instagram, crypto2_Alex, what I did yesterday. Otherwise, if I would have been at home, I would have taken the long from here. So, but I was not at home. I don't like to trade from my phone, one of my rules. So that's why I missed personally that trade. But if you made money, amazing. Then we smashed through $40,000 today. My today, maybe not yours. Early today, I was already awake when it happened. And now what we see here is every time when Bitcoin makes another parabolic move, we see a small consolidation and then continuation to the upside. And then we see here another consolidation, move to the upside. So now we have another consolidation, but here I cannot really make out a pattern here that I like. So we could maybe, yeah, so that's the only thing that makes sense. So here on the 15 minutes, we have maybe an ascending triangle, but actually not a really nice one. Just to want to point this out. It's not the nicest one. Something like this. So and if that would break to the upside, let me give you a target. Let's say it's a bull flag. Bull flag target. That will give you $42,884. That is also a key level for Bitcoin. A lot of confluence around that level. So it would make sense that we would consolidate to push to that price level. So if you want to make here some money, the next potential trade, if we break $41,800, would be here. Then this trade, it's a $1,000 move, roughly 2.5%. If I'm not mistaken, let me see this like this. Yeah, 2.6%, 20x leverage, almost 52% that you can make here on that trade. I saw some people in the Telegram group writing they are making a lot of money with the calls that I'm giving, so I'm really happy about that. That's the whole point why I'm doing this, because personally I don't need to do videos to make money, you know, so I can just trade. I do this that you can actually make money. Appreciate it that you are watching. So then here another warning sign for me is the CME chart, because yesterday when we opened the CME chart, I warned about that we might get no gap, but instead Bitcoin continued to push here higher and created a massive gap now to the downside. So this gap also has to be filled at some point, and now the CME chart is already at $42,145, is literally $1,000 higher or even more. Yeah, okay, $500 higher than the spot price. Normally the discrepancy is $200, $300. Now it's $500. That is actually a lot. So either the spot price has to catch up, will start to turn around and move here to the downside. Some point, potentially tomorrow, because it's normally either Monday or Tuesday when it's happening, this CME gap might get filled. It doesn't have to. It can stay open for a little bit longer, but at some point it will get filled over the next couple of days. So, and imagine if we keep going higher and higher and higher, let's say we are getting to 45K, then this is a 12% correction to the downside, from where I believe that this rally is not over. We're going to see something like this, and then continue higher into the ETF decision. So that might be actually the point of confluence for a drop that everybody is waiting for. It could be that the potential drop that everybody's waiting for could stop here already. But if not, and we have seen it in the past also, price turns around, comes down, fills the gap, and just keeps dropping, because cascade liquidation. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. I want to speak about the volatility. The volatility is now slightly coming back. We see that in the price, of course, reflecting. But here the volatility index is getting to a top area. Normally, when we are getting into these top areas, price is going to the downside. I give you an example here. So which is basically here that whole move to the upside. Afterwards, volatility corrects to the downside, price corrects to the downside. Here another one. Here, this candle spike to the upside, then correction. Also here this move afterwards also correction. Here, correction. So we have to pay attention to stuff like that, and that is on the 4-hourly chart. So over the next even 12 hours, we could see a corrective move. It doesn't have, like I said, to be crazy, So the next level of support right now, where we have at least a little bit of support, is around 39,000. What is it? $900. I'm not feeling comfortable that this will hold, but that's fine, because the underlying one would be 38,500 approximately, or even a little bit lower here, 38,500 should actually hold if we were to turn around here for a quick shakeout to the downside. Guys, don't forget, if you want to trade these trades, I give you absolutely for free, do it on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 for using my specific link here, and also on BitGet you still get $30,000 plus 20% on your initial deposit that you can use for trading, and the profits out of these trades you can withdraw at any given moment, but also only with that link here. And if you don't know how to trade, then you should go to my educational program here at amcrypto.us, where I teach you everything what I know from A to Z, and you choose what package is the best suited for you, because I have different programs depending on how you would like to actually learn. And that is by far one of the best programs that you can do right now in preparation for the bull run. If you start now learning in this educational program, you might finish around March, April, which is just before the halving. So that would just give you enough time to position yourself for that next massive bull run. Now, liquidation levels. Remember when I pointed out that I could expect, if we break here this W formation, a move here to the upside, liquidating everybody here on the short side. And then when we get into these higher areas here, potentially see a correction, go sideways, and then we have to reassess the situation. So we are exactly at that point right now where we will find out really, really soon if we continue to pump here higher, or if we're gonna see a correction to the downside from these levels. Because when I go higher here, you see at $45,586, we've liquidated everyone and that was short. So that's why when there's no liquidity anymore to push the price higher, and liquidity is only then to the downside, look how much liquidity is to grab here all the way down to like $30,000, then price goes where the liquidity is, and that is then to the downside. Like I said, I'm not saying that we have to take everything, but I could expect to take all of this here, all the way down to like $36,500, because here high over leveraged long positions right now, and these are normally the first to fall when we see a liquidity grab. On the heat map, we will see here liquidations. There's not much left anymore to the upside. So here's like 19 million. There's 6, so let's make 25, 35, 50, 54, 56, 67, 71, 74, 84, 86, let's say 90, 95, 97, 99, $102 million in short liquidations are still above us, and then it gets really, really thin. So there's not much left anymore, but under us, there starts here, especially here around $39,800. There's almost $28 million in liquidations and long liquidations, and then here another $28 million at $39,292. So I can definitely imagine that this will be taken out here really, really, really soon. And then also here, the rising wedge pattern, exactly as I predicted, has broken to the upside. So now I'm going to show you on higher time frames the next potential targets here that I'm looking at. Here on the daily chart, we could touch today $43,181. I don't want to rule out, like I said in the beginning, that we can go a little bit higher, but I'm getting ready for that potential drop to the downside, because we're starting to get parabolic here, where we will come down and test the EMA ribbon here again, because this will happen. So, and look, the EMA ribbon is right now at $38,000. So we could see this small, this fast correction to the downside with a wick testing the EMA ribbon, jumping back up and continue to go higher here. And also the indicators, the stochastic starts to go flat on the top, which is a bearish signal. Then we have here the RSI going up. We have here the MACD still being bullish. So RSI still has a lot of room to go to the upside. There's also still, there is actually a divergence. So we have here also bearish divergence since we go up. You can see here, there's a massive, massive bearish divergence. So, and unless the RSI is not going over at least 86%, we should be careful with that divergence. So because if that divergence is playing out, we will see a massive correction to the downside. And hence why I'm telling you, we have to be cautious right now. Set your stop losses in profit if you have trades running, that you take the money home that you are making. And because if the market is turning around, nothing is worse than be stuck in a trade for 2-3 weeks or potentially even months and miss out on potential profits where you could have just take another position with the free money that you get when you get stopped out. So be aware of that. So that could be really, really dangerous here. We need to break this to the upside or things will get really quick, really, really ugly. Here on our daily chart, I have also higher targets on this specific chart here. So if we push over almost $44,000, then we could reach here the highest point of $48,500. But like I said, at that point, when we get close to 50,000, we could peak above it a little bit, but then I definitely expect a turnaround. And that could coincide with the spot ETF decision, potentially. So imagine we go to 44 or 45, come back down, start consolidating, start ranging for a while, because there's no real catalyst anymore. And then because we're above 40,000, we know the ETF is coming. So what should push the price higher? So there's not a lot that would make sense to push the price high if there's no new catalyst to push to $50,000. So hence why I believe that we could see then here some consolidation once we are coming here from 45, some consolidation, and then that push into the ETF decision and then a big turnaround. Be aware of that. Here on the weekly chart, we are also running into resistance here at 42,150, 43,573. That is a big take profit level for me because there is on the weekly chart not much more in big resistance. So you see here at 46,800 to 48,400, that is the next resistance area. But this one here is a big one right now. That's why we have to pay attention to that. But if it would get broken, then definitely here, this area would be the next one that we could target. But like I said, be careful with your stop losses. Then the total market cap is pushing also above our resistance level right now, but it's the beginning of the week. That can still turn around really, really quickly here. For now, it's of course nice that we see that, especially if Bitcoin continues to go higher. Then also we will touch our altcoin season area, which will lead to some massive pumps to the upside, which we want actually to see. Yeah, there we can make then also a lot of money, and I will give you then also accordingly some altcoin trades. The Bitcoin dominance is ripping here right now to the upside. We're almost at 54%. Like I said, I have told you guys that many times, that if Bitcoin starts pumping over $40,000, that we will break here 53.6% on the dominance and will continue to go higher to approximately this area here of 54.6 or 54.28. In that vicinity, the dominance will start to roll over, and then the altcoins will have the moment to shine. Then Ethereum, really quick. Ethereum is also getting ready for another leg to the upside, and that might be the next play after Bitcoin, the immediate next play. And that is something I will actually take an Ethereum position here in a moment, because it's about to break here above $2,262. Let me see. So here on this one, I'm gonna open now a new Ethereum position. So you see, guys, I do it live with you. So you see, I do it on cross because I'm careful. That's what I had before also in it. Let me do this again. $3,000 would be my target. Just want to see where my liquidation price is. $1,600. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will not get to that level. I will. Let's see if that level breaks. Then I might add something to that position. For now, I leave it as it is. So because if that breaks to the upside, I will show it to you. So if conservatively, small bull flag, that breaks to the upside, $2,300 is almost guaranteed. If we see that break here, the 30-minute stochastic RSI is already on the bottom, wants to turn around where the price is pushing up. So there's a good indication that we might see continuation here to the upside for Ethereum. Yeah, there we see there's the break. Yeah, I actually might add to the position right now. Okay, yeah. So now, yeah, that is my point where I say, okay, I'm gonna leave it where it is. If I bank it, I bank it. And I will set actually a stop loss here really soon. But for now, this break is nice to the upside. When we go into higher time frames, you see Ethereum also going parabolic. It's really hard to get an entry on coins like that when they go parabolic, especially also if the stochastic RSI is flatlining on here on the top, because indicators, they can stay overbought for quite a while, and it gets then hard to enter positions. So, and that's why you have to look on lower time frames to find actually entries. So here you see on the 50 minutes we are trending to the upside on the stochastic RSI. On the 30 minutes, that is here a nice range that has shaped up even with a small W pattern within it. So then already that will bring us almost halfway to the technical target of that bull flag. So overall, guys, I just want to remind you to be really, really careful. We have some bearish signs on the horizon right now. It does not mean that it has to happen right now, but most of the time, things like that are catching us off guard, and that could mean now at any given moment, when we go over $42,000, that Bitcoin could see a small correction. And I want you to be aware of that. It's not the end of the world. Just if you're in a Bitcoin position or in altcoins, have some stop losses. We can always re-enter. Profit is profit. Remember that. And I just want you to be really, really careful right now, because Bitcoin has not been here in over a year in these levels. And this whole 40K area should be acting as a big resistance and rejection level for the time being, and hence why I tell you to be here really careful. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.